Hello and welcome. I'm Michelle Fox with DentistryIQ.com. On this week's newscast, Dr. Joseph Massad will be featured in a very innovative course during the upcoming ADA annual session in Las Vegas. Dr. Joe Blaze tells you some of the new products you'll need to see inside the ADA exhibit hall. And we talk to Nancy Drew, a sales expert, who has some advice for you on ways to increase your revenue and patient satisfaction. We begin today's newscast with thoughts of Las Vegas and the upcoming ADA annual session scheduled for October 10th through the 13th at the Mandalay Bay Hotel and Convention Center. Kevin Henry, managing editor of Dental Economics, recently caught up with Dr. Joseph Massad and talked with him about a very unique course he is teaching in Las Vegas. Kevin, what do you have for us?
Hi, Kevin Henry, managing editor for Dental Economics. Here today talking with our good friend Dr. Joseph Massad. And we're going to be talking today about the upcoming ADA annual session and a very interesting lecture that Dr. Massad will be giving. So I noticed October 10th is a pretty big day there. Tell our viewers a little bit about what you'll be doing on that day.
Well, on the 10th of October, the ADA, from my understanding, will be doing the first global live broadcast. And so they invited me to actually do a patient demonstration. So I have a patient who we're going to fly into Vegas, and we're basically going to be able to do a procedure. We have about 3 hours, so there'll be about an hour and a half of actual procedure time and an hour and a half of kind of explanation. Other than just having an audience, it's going to actually be broadcast, and they're going to keep it on the web, to my understanding, for some time after that, and invite dentists around to see this. Now they're having, I think, 4 or 5 of these, and I'm going to start it out on the 10th. I think it's around 10 o'clock in the morning. I go till 1, and I'm taking my staff. I'm taking, my periodontist with me, my technician, and we're going to basically take and complete a prosthetic on a patient that we extracted 24 teeth, put in 12 implants, and the provisional prosthesis in the same day. Now that the patient is healed, we're going to go in and make an impression, do an implant type of impression, both upper and lower. Okay. We're then going to go through the entire steps of how we're going to make the new, more permanent type of prosthesis. Interesting is that we went ahead and made the impression in advance. Okay. We sent this overseas. I think it was in Brussels, and we have a company called ISIS who actually did a scan and made a CAD bar, okay, with the abutments and everything all together. Now, I'll be putting this in for the first time at the ADA because I'm not able to try this in. The prosthesis will be completed, but now the question is, will everything fit perfectly? So that's the big question. And if it does, great. If it doesn't, then we're going to have a backup plan. So I think the demonstration is good because with technology today, we're getting better and better. We're not there yet because, we've had, a couple of hiccups on the way up, and sometimes if you're one of the first on the way up, there's going to be some issues with it. So I don't want to be the first, but at the same time, I still want to be on that edge so I can help mold it just a little bit. So this patient is, kind of looks like a Hulk Hogan. He's like 6'4". He's a big fella, and but a good patient. And I think at the end of the day, it's a good service to help someone like this. And at the same time, the ADA is going to, broadcast this so other dentists can actually see, this is the real world. So we're not going to pull any strings here. We're just going to go and do it, and what happens, happens. But it's exciting, and we have a whole ton of people to get down to Vegas on time to make sure they don't go out the night before and have too much fun. So my patient will be sober when we come in and have a great performance. But yeah, it's going to be fun. I really applaud the American Dental Association for doing this. I think they're on the leading edge, and offering this globally, I think, is opening ourselves to be more dignitaries of the world, you see, and I think that's very good because there are dentists around the world who are very intelligent, but maybe they don't have the same things that we do.
Well, and the fact that everybody can get online and actually watch what you're doing live in Vegas, you're not only touching those that are in attendance, like I said, you'll be touching people throughout the world, and that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It really is.
And I think one of the biggest parts is there's no really rehearsal for this. Yeah. You just go in and you do it. And I think that is the proof of the pudding right there. You have to be able to say, here's what happened. And if you've got something in between, some speed bump, we need, as practitioners, know what to do if that happens. Right. And hopefully we'll be able to just smooth right through it. But sometimes that's a better teaching tool. But I think it's going to be wonderful. And I hope a lot of people come.
I bet it'll be great. Well, make sure that you're checking out www.ada.org. This will be on Monday, October 10th, live from Las Vegas. Dr. Masad will be working his magic on his patient, and hopefully everybody will be able to either be there live in person or they'll be able to tune in live over the web. So, Dr. Masad, thanks for the time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin, and thank you, Dr. Masad. Speaking of Las Vegas and the ADA annual session, Dr. Joe Blaze, the editor of the Dental Economics magazine, spent part of DE's September issue discussing 24 new products that will be unveiled at the show. If you don't have your September copy of DE to use as a reference tool in Las Vegas, please visit www.dentistryiq.com and search for products to see at the 2011 ADA annual session in Las Vegas. There you'll find a printable PDF you can use as a shopping guide in the exhibit hall. Finally, we take a few moments to speak with Nancy Drew, an international sales expert, author, and speaker. She sat down with dentistryiq.com to discuss ways that dentists could increase their revenue and patient satisfaction. Drew believes that one of the ways to help your practice grow is by not giving up on the patients who may have left your practice.
That a lot of the patients that may not be with you any longer, they may have left, the grass may have looked greener at the time somewhere else, but then when they get there, it's not really such a great thing, And the stats show that past patients that have left and are not working with you any longer, will rework with you once you contact them at a ratio of 5 to 1.
Okay.
So to get a new patient, somebody into your practice, that's a ratio of 25 to 1.
Wow. Okay.
And, so you need to realize that even though you may not love me anymore, it doesn't mean that you're not waiting for my call.
Drew also shared an interesting fact she is finding in some of her practices. Direct mail is making a comeback.
Direct mail is getting unbelievable results right now because people are inundated with email.
Right.
So direct mail is kind of leading the pack because people actually take that out of their mailbox and they look at it, they hold it. It's actually being seen instead of hit the delete button. So we've done some promos with direct mail to that base, and then we follow it up with a phone call. We have kind of a plan that we set out with our clients. And bringing those people in, offering them something, and bringing them back in has had a very good success ratio. Definitely the return on investment has been significant.
Finally, Drew warns practices to not send mixed messages to former and current patients.
Because this is a very touchy area, you need to be very, very careful with, not looking like you're just a cash funnel trying to get people in and take their money. We need to be very sensitive to that.
Absolutely.
So what we've done with these measures is we've done the customer satisfaction surveys to the patients to make sure that this is, the money is coming in, and that's a great thing, but we also have to make sure that they're not feeling that they've been pressured or the office suddenly has a different agenda.
Thank you for that, Nancy, and thank you, Kevin, and Dr. Masad, and Dr. Joe Blaze, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Michelle Fox with dentistryiq.com, saying goodbye until next week.